I'm Mike Massaro, and welcome as ESPN Classic presents the 1958 Light Heavyweight Championship bout between title holder Archie Moore and Yvon Durelle. In a career that spanned 27 years and 218 bouts, Moore was victorious 183 times. Born Archibald Lee Wright in Beloit, Mississippi, December 13, 1913, the old mongoose later moved to St. Louis, where as a youth he was convicted of stealing. Moore would learn to box while serving 2 years in reform school. With more on Archie Moore's modest beginnings, here's Chris Fowler with an excerpt from Sports Century.
Started in such a modest way because he was busted like an awful lot of people were in the early 30s.
Archie looked back in history for his models. One of his was Jack Johnson.
Then one day he came down to the junior high school I was going to. He singled me out of the class of boys that were boxing. And he said, you'll make it. So you'll make it.
But what Jack Johnson neglected to tell Archie that day was just how long making it would take and how much it would cost.
Moore holds the record for the most knockouts in boxing history with 141. Later, we'll flash back to Moore's long-deserved shot at the light heavyweight title. Coming up, Al Bernstein will give his perspective on Moore's unique fighting style in his continuing series, Bernstein on Boxing. We now present the 1958 Light Heavyweight Championship bout between Archie Moore and Yvon Durelle on ESPN Classic.
Welcome to ESPN Classic's presentation of the 1958 World Light Heavyweight title bout between the champion Archie Moore and Canadian fisherman Yvon Durelle. The brawl in Montreal was 44-year-old Moore's 7th title defense. Let's now go ringside for the introduction of the fighters.
De Baie-Saint-Anne, Nouveau-Brunswick. From Baie-Saint-Anne, New Brunswick. Portant le maillot noir with the black cross. Et pesant 172 livres, weighing 172 pounds, le champion mi-lourd du Canada et de l'Empire britannique, the light heavyweight champion of Canada and British Empire, l'aspirant de challenger Yvon Durelle. Dans l'autre coin, in the other corner, de San Diego, Californie, from San Diego, California, avec le maillot blanc, with the white crown, pesant 173 livres et 3 quarts, weighing 173 pounds and 3/4. Le champion, the champion, Archie Moore. Main event, combat principal, 16 rounds. Main event, 15 rounds. Système de 5 points appliqué sur les rondes. It is a 5-point system.
This afternoon from the Montreal Athletic Commission. The 3 knockdown in 1 round is waived, plus the 8 count. You shake hands now, you come out fighting at the bell. Remember, the man scoring a knockdown must go to a neutral corner, remain there until I tell him resume fighting. Now, good luck to you both.
Round number 1. The referee does not involve himself in the scoring of the fight. The 3 judges do all the scoring. The referee does not have a vote in the fight, except, of course, that he can stop the fight, and also that he can penalize a fighter for a foul. Both fighters wearing dark trunks. Archie Moore's have the gold stripe, whereas Yvon Durelle is wearing the white stripe. Guesswork on this fight pretty much came to a unanimous conclusion that Durelle would have to come storming in at Archie Moore early in the fight if he were to get him, and he just did with a right hand to the jaw. 5, 6, 7, 8, up at 9, but staggering. Day 2. There is no mandatory 8 count. There is no automatic 3 knockdown. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's up at the count of 9. 1 minute left in the round. 1 minute. Down 3 times. Durelle trying to measure him. Can't seem to quite get to him as Moore now tries to move in and go into that shell-like defense. If Archie Moore lasts this round, it will be boxing's modern miracle. 30 seconds to go. Moore seems to be fighting his way out of it. 10 seconds. Archie Moore is going to make it. There's the bell. Archie Moore has made it. His handlers flew across the ring to get him back to that corner, and this is a big minute in Archie Moore's life. Jack Kearns leaning in from the ring ropes. The manager who guided the destinies of such as Jack Dempsey, now bringing his skill and training to bear in behalf of Archie Moore, as the seemingly ageless warrior weathered a storm that was tremendous. Down 3 times in the first round, staggering on rubber legs. But he just looked over at Jack Sharkey, smiled and winked at the referee. And he is telling his handlers now that he is all right as his face is slapped to clear whatever fog may be left in the hard-hit head of Archie Moore. Ordinarily, at the end of round 1, we would have left this arena for a commercial, but we felt that we should stay here and see the recovery of Archie Moore. And we did see a remarkable evidence of stamina in this veteran of the ring wars. Now let's see what happens in round number 2. Still using the early moments of this round to recover his stamina. 2 minutes to go in round number 2. He's been flicking out a sharp jab, but really hasn't been trying too much. Archie Moore now seemingly fully recovered from a near disastrous first round, which all began with a tremendous right that caught him flush on the jaw, dropped him for a 9 count. He was down again for a 2 count, down again for a 9 count, weathered the storm, and here he is with a minute left in round number 2, now beginning to step up his own attack. Still, of course, very cognizant of the danger that lies in the Durelle fist. Seconds to go in the second round. Well shot standing on the gloves of Archie Moore. Seconds to go, round 2. 4. You're looking into the corner of Yvon Durelle, a young man who must be amazed that he is still fighting Archie Moore here in the 4th round after the near annihilation he wreaked upon the veteran champion in round number 1. Durelle has been biding his time since that tremendous opening round in which he floored the champion 3 times, waiting for a chance to get that crushing right hand home once again. A chance that has not come his way since round 1. Moore looks as though he's beginning to step up the pace of his own attack now, after playing it fairly carefully through rounds 2 and 3, and with good reason. But there's a little more snap in his punches, a little more effort behind them. 2 minutes to go here in the 4th round. Right-hand shot came in just alongside the nose of Moore. That was a near miss. Minute to go. We're in round 4. Moore peppering that left now into the face of Durelle and reddening it. Seconds left. Round 4. Good right-hand shot by Archie Moore. Ten seconds to go. Round number 4.
Archie Moore began his career in 1939 as a middleweight. His career took him to 12 different countries and 5 continents in search of tougher competition. In 1945, he moved up in weight to pursue the light heavyweight crown. Moore's fighting style, which earned him the nickname the Old Mongoose, was suited for any weight class, as ESPN's Al Bernstein explains in this edition of Bernstein on Boxing.
Archie Moore was a complete fighter, and that's why he's generally regarded as one of the top boxers of all time in any weight division. But while he adhered to the fundamental techniques of boxing and could teach them as well, he was also capable of adding his own twist. Nowhere was that more apparent than in his defensive approach. His nickname, the Old Mongoose, came in large part from his defensive posture. Like a mongoose, he would wrap himself up in a defensive cocoon and then strike when the opportunity arose. The cross-arm defense that Moore often employed as he waded in may have made some trainers cringe when they saw it, but it worked well for him. Archie was so smart in the ring and so quick with his hands that he could absorb several shots on the arm and then quickly get into offensive position and fire back. For most of his 27-year career, Moore was an excellent defensive fighter. Toward the end, he had a few lapses, as in the great fight with Yvon Durelle you're seeing in this show. It was a 45-year-old Moore fighting Durelle, and by then, even the great Archie, who defied the normal rules of aging, had to lose a little something. The mongoose style has been used in some form by other great fighters. George Foreman, who Moore trained for a while, used it when he fought into his 40s. So did Kenny Norton, the heavyweight who trained in Moore's home of San Diego and was influenced by Archie. But no one could really be the mongoose like the original. This style is yet another footprint that Archie left on the boxing landscape. For ESPN Classic, I'm Al Bernstein.
After his days in the ring were over, Moore stayed active as a trainer, an actor, and a youth advocate. Later we'll explain why Moore was often overlooked for a world title shot. Now let's return to the 1958 Light Heavyweight Championship bout between Archie Moore and Yvon Durelle here on ESPN Classic.
Now to round number 5. Archie Moore in the 4th round came through with his most effective punches of the fight, was hitting with good speed and good snap in that 4th round. After weathering a storm that had him on the canvas 3 times in round 1, he paced himself through rounds 2 and 3, just pretty much avoiding Durelle and regaining his strength and his clarity. Then started to move out after Durelle in round 4. Durelle came in with a beautiful right-hand shot, and Moore is down again. 6. Up at the count of 6. No mandatory 8 count. 2 minutes to go in the round. That right hand of Yvon Durelle did it again. He has got Archie Moore wobbly. Moore trying to hold on. Archie Moore staggering, but fighting back. An amazing display by boxing's elder statesman, Archie Moore. How long can it go on? Left. We're in round number 5. Seconds to go. Round 5. Moore is going to make it again. Once again, trying to take a psychological shot at Yvon Durelle, refusing to show any sign of weakness, any sign of fatigue. And a right-hand shot clubbed alongside the jaw of Yvon Durelle. The amazing Archie Moore. Down 3 times in the 1st round, and fighting back strongly in round 4. Then nailed again in the 5th round for a 6 count, but by the time that round ended, he was giving out as much as he was receiving. Now we're in the 6th round, a scheduled 15-rounder for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Archie Moore tonight up against what is amounting to by far the toughest test of his light heavyweight reign. Archie Moore has bloodied the nose of Yvon Durelle. Two minutes to go. Round 6. Moore continues to jab at that damaged beak of Yvon Durelle. Jack Sharkey, the referee, came in there. rabbit punching tactics of Durelle, again drawing a warning from Jack Sharkey. While the referee does not score a round, he can penalize a fighter, take away points in a round for fouls. He has to warn him first. He has now warned Durelle. Previously, he stepped in as it looked like Durelle had a grip on the back of Moore's neck and was about to swing a bolo punch. 1 minute to go. Round number 6. Good hooks by Moore. 3 of them got into the chin of Durelle. 30 seconds left in the 6th round. Seconds to go, round 6. At the end of the 6th round.
Despite being one of the top contenders in the light heavyweight division, Archie Moore was often passed over as a challenger for the title. The racist practices among the boxing promoters of the day left many deserving black fighters wanting for equal access to championship bouts, as was the case with Moore. Still, the old mongoose persevered, as is explained in this excerpt from Sports Century.
Archie Moore was the #1 contender for years of the light heavyweights. And one of the great stories I remember, an old guy told me that he remembers seeing him on a road with a stick over his shoulder, hitchhiking.
He did it all. You know, sandwiches with no meat, living out of the back of flop houses, hotels that wouldn't service black fighters.
Archie Moore emerged in the 30s at a time when there were many black fighters who didn't get a chance.
This whole story is representative of the great black fighters who were unable to get their opportunity.
There was a fear in the white establishment that, quote, blacks would take over the sport.
You're either an opponent expected to get licked or sometimes taking a dive, or you had such great talent and had such great connections that someone like Joe Louis could emerge.
The boxing establishment, once every 10 years, they would let through a great black fighter. Henry Armstrong, then Ray Robinson, and they made Archie Moore wait for 10 years.
Later, we'll look back at Moore's long-awaited shot at the light heavyweight belt. What were the top TV shows in 1958? Coming up, we'll have the answer. Now let's continue with the 1958 Light Heavyweight Championship bout between Moore and Yvon Durelle on ESPN Classic.
He has been devastating.
Classic.
He has been devastating in rounds 1 and 5 when he had Moore on the canvas, but he has not been able to finish the gallant old warrior. Round number 7. Consensus of expert opinion around ringside before this fight got underway was that if Durelle was going to do it to Archie Moore, you would have to get him out of there early. Durelle certainly came close to that. Now let's see whether or not he has taken enough out of Archie Moore to take a little longer at it than the ringside writers thought Moore would permit. Archie is punching sharply once again. Looking for a home for that big right hand and seems a little more impatient to use it than he had been in the previous rounds. And again, Sharkey warns Durelle on the hitting and holding tactics. 7. Two big misses by Archie Moore bring a shot from the crowd. That is really seeing a thriller here tonight. Seconds left. Round number 7. Now Archie Moore has put the staggers to Yvon Durelle. Drops him. Up at the count of 3. Durelle down. 10 seconds to go. Round number 8. You're looking into the corner of Yvon Durelle, who must be a shocked young man as he found the strength that was still within Archie Moore. After he had knocked him down 3 times in round 1 and again in the 6th round, Moore made the 7th round what could be a turning point in this fight as a left-right combination slammed against the jaw of Yvon Durelle and dropped him for a count of 3. Durelle down in the 7th round for the first time in the fight. What a tremendous, dramatic thing this is here in this ring at the Forum in Montreal, Canada. Archie Moore defending his light heavyweight championship of the world. That is scheduled, but seems it's almost impossible that it will go its limit of 15 rounds. To go in round 8. Holding right hand by Moore going to the chin of Durelle. Seconds to go. Round 8. Right-hand shot by Durelle was a glancing blow. Bouncing off the head of Moore. 10 seconds left. Round 8. It's round 9 coming up. Coming out of the left-hand corner, Yvon Durelle at 172. From the right, Archie Moore, 173 3/4. hook, countering by Yvon Durelle. Durelle trying to get through the defensive shell of Archie Moore, got a couple of licks into the body, but Moore, for the most part, blocked those punches. Seconds left, round 9. Ten seconds to go in the 9th round. Scheduled for 15. Archie Moore seems to get stronger as the fight moves along. Bleeding fairly heavily from the nose now. 10. Right hands of Archie Moore bang into the jaw of Yvon Durelle, but Durelle weathers the storm. One minute to go. Round number 10. Shooting with those big punches, that big right hand that almost gave him the light heavyweight championship in the first and 6th rounds when he had Archie on the deck. seconds left. Down goes Durelle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Saved by the bell at the count of 8.
17 years after turning pro and 155 fights later, Archie Moore finally got a shot at a world title when he fought light heavyweight champion Joey Maxim on December 17, 1952 in St. Louis, as is explained in this excerpt from Sports Century.
This is his 129th professional engagement, and this is the first one in which he's ever been up there for a championship chance.
He had been a contender for many years, not just in the light heavyweight division, but in the middleweight division as well. So he was ready.
He was a Mack truck with no brakes. He was on a mission. That was his target, and he had been waiting for 15 years.
He threw a jab, Archie take the jab away from him. He threw a right hand, Archie step on the outside of it.
Archie Moore had reach, and he pressed the fight, and Maxim just couldn't, had nothing to slow him down with.
Well, they went 15 rounds. Archie just humiliated him.
Winner by unanimous decision, and the new light heavyweight champion of the world, Archie Moore.
Moore successfully defended the title 9 times in a championship reign that lasted until 1962. Now let's continue with the 1958 light heavyweight championship bout between Moore and Yvon Durelle on ESPN Classic.
Surveying the damage that he has caused to be done here in this ring in Montreal. Now we come to round 11. The seconds were late getting out of the ring. Now Durelle seems to be on his way as Moore bangs into the canvas again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up at the count of 9. Blood streaming from his nose. A cut over his right eye. Moore back after him once again. And down he goes again with a clubbing right hand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Struggling at 9, 10. He is out. Man, oh man, what a dramatic turn in this fight. Archie Moore near annihilation in the first round. And then on the canvas again in the 5th round as he was cracked to the floor with a count of 6. Struggled to his feet. Fought his way through until round 7 became a turning point. Archie Moore down in the 1st round, in the 5th round, I should say, for a 6 count. The turning point of this fight came in the 7th when he dropped Durelle for a 3, and now this fight is ended in the 11th round. A certain knockout to achieve victory tonight. Archie, when you came into that ring in that beautiful sequin robe, I thought to myself, he looks like Superman.
Well,
after seeing you fight here this evening, I think you are.
Well, thank you very much. I enjoyed the fight so very much, and Yvon Durelle is a much better opponent than the people had granted him. And I can see why that he had a lot of those fellas down.
I would say you could see why.
Wow.
How much do you remember of the 1st round, Archie?
First round I can remember, only thing I can remember are the knockdowns, but I remember something kept telling me, get up, get up. And I said, well, this can't be me, and so I had to get up. I said, well, there's no 3-round knockdown mandatory, so I kept getting up, and I figured, well, I say, maybe I can catch him later on, which I did. And although it was a heck of a great fight, and I appreciated being in a good fight. And I think that the Canadian fans are the greatest.
Well, Archie, you certainly won.
That's expected because I was fighting a Canadian son on Canadian soil, and I expect that. But I'm happy that everybody was satisfied with the fight. It was a great fight.
You won their hearts tonight, Archie. Was there any particular moment in the fight when you saw it was beginning to come your way?
Well, I saw it beginning to come my way in about the 4th round when I began to stiffen him up with good left straight jabs and work him around. And then I knew that I could get a right-hand punch over, which I did.
Archie, you better get down to the dressing room and cool out a bit now. Jack, right. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jack.
Jack Kearns, the manager of Archie Moore.
How far are we going?
We are going all over the United States.
Well, I'd like to say to a lady in room 217 in Scripps Hospital, Memorial Hospital in La Jolla, California. She's 90 years old, and I think that she's the sweetest, and I hope that her Nurse Davis will take good care of her and a little boy named Yvon. And I'd like to say hello to them and hope they get out soon and and be on the street again. And I'd like to see him when I get back.
And I'd
say hello to Nate Rosenberg, whom the store that I represented. And I worked with Nate at Christmas.
Archie, I think at 90 years old, you might still be the light heavyweight champion of the world, too. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Archie Moore, the light heavyweight champion of the world. A spectacular and dramatic fight here in Montreal tonight.